Hello and welcome to the Germany Starter Pack for International Students, powered by DEGIS. Today's topic is how to finance your life in Germany and save money. I welcome you here as your host. My name is Arushi Goyal and I'm the Vice President Organizational Development at DEGIS. A little bit about myself. I came to Germany last year as a master's student in mathematics at FU Berlin. I completed the bachelor's of my subject in India and came here as an international student like yourself. Before we start, I want you to take the most out of this session and hence quickly go and grab your notepads or your tablets where you can start writing, making notes. I highly recommend taking a lot of screenshots so that you get the content of the slide right there in front of you. After the session, you can also create a few to-do lists, and wherever I ask questions, it's highly helpful to pause the video and think of answers and then listen to what I'm going to say. A little disclaimer that this information is generally relevant for most students. However, this is information based on the websites and varied sources currently. So always please cross-check everything from wherever the websites are applicable. Let's begin into the course, and first let's learn what all things are we going to study today. The first few topics gather around what are the major expenses as an international student and where can one save money. The next is for finding a job and financing yourself using jobs or scholarship programs. Also, I would like to help you out with a few life hacks and some benefits that you can avail as a student in Germany. We begin with an expense sector chart. Usually, these are the major expenses that a person goes through. This varies from person to person, student to student, and in different cities as well. Usually, half of the amount of the €861 monthly allowance is occupied as rent. There is a fixed insurance amount, and so are the miscellaneous and groceries. Now, where can one save? Usually, as a student, every sector has their own expenses, which are fixed within the first few months. And with experience and with knowledge of expenses around your city, you can choose for the cheapest option and save in every subsector. We begin with the accommodation and subletting part. So as a student, you can save in accommodation by opting for student accommodations such as Studierendenwerk, private accommodation, which provides student accommodation or student housing as Studentendorf, House of Nations. Some private owners also have special deals for students, which is less rent and still a lot of facilities. You can find many such student accommodation providers on the university website of your particular universities. Always study the keyword student accommodation. Subletting is a common practice which helps you save money. Whenever you travel for a long time, it is always possible to sublet your place to dorm room or a flat to someone in need, and hence you can cover up the expense of your rent as well as utilities. It is always important to inform your landlord or the WGs, or in case of Studierendenwerk, the higher authorities. It's always helpful to create a contract in such things. Sometimes it's cheaper to keep it empty than follow up on the consequences. A semester ticket usually covers almost all the travel, all the modes of travel. Almost every public university provides you with a semester ticket, but the ones which do not, there are many alternatives provided by Deutsche Bahn, which is usually a monthly pass or a yearly pass that you can opt for. A €9 ticket was the most usable thing for travel, which allowed you to travel all over Germany for just €9. You can also buy cheap bikes to travel to your university or nearby places on eBay or Kleinanzeigen, or even on Facebook groups. There are cheaper plans for students from city to city when it comes to travel. Phone bills and SIM card. There are two types of SIM card or SIM plans available. One is prepaid and the other is postpaid or a contract. In case of a contract, you're usually bound and you cannot end before a particular amount of time. Whereas in case of a prepaid SIM, it is up to you. You can cancel it at any point possible. The internet packs and the monthly rates vary from different brands. Some prepaid SIMs are like Ya Talk, Aldi Talk, Libara SIM. Supermarket cost trends. Now, when it comes to groceries, you can still save some money here and there. You can think of going around and exploring different types of supermarkets available. And then you can move forward to making a chart for yourself that what kind of objects or what kind of your daily use articles are cheap in which particular supermarket. This is my trend. So in my opinion, fruits and lentils, vegan products are usually cheaper in Lidl and Penny, whereas vegetables and rice are usually cheap in Aldi and Netto as well as River. Edeka is usually known for their particular objects and some expensive items such as meat and beverages, canned goods. When you're looking for something fancy, Edeka is your place to go. Next topic is another very crucial part of a student life when it comes to financing yourself, finding a job. International students are allowed to work up to 120 days a year. One can look for jobs in various platforms. Sometimes universities also contribute a lot and helps you in finding jobs. You can find jobs at campus, you can target placement cells. There are CV task forces which help you to maintain a good resume called 11 Slough. Then there are career counselors as well at the campus. There are many jobs available at the campuses. In LinkedIn, you can always use keywords such as working student or something which is relative to your profile. Facebook groups, there are certain Facebook groups where a lot of jobs are posted. They're usually followed by the word job and the city name. DEGIS Facebook group also has a lot of job postings every now and then. Many such job search platforms are listed here. You can also take a walk and look for job advertisements on various hoardings. Even in your university, there would be billboards with certain tags which you can just rip off and it will have contact information for finding a job. Types of jobs that you can look for are usually a student assistant, library management, waitress, waiters, even babysitter jobs pay really well. Working student jobs, however, are something which is ideally your criteria for looking for a job as a working student yourself in Germany. There are a lot of scholarship programs which you can opt for in order to fund yourself. Some of them are government funded and some of them are like foundations which can help you fund yourself. Many of them are listed here. Deutschland Stipendium as well as the DAAD scholarships are very popular and helps a lot of students every year. However, these particular scholarships are also very country specific. So it's always good to apply, but they shouldn't be your only option to rely on. So just apply, do your best, but do not think that if you do not get it, do not lose hope in yourself or something. One of the very new ones is this Rosa Luxemburg Stiftung, which is very hopeful for you these days, in my opinion. So you can also ask for some of the scholarship programs at your international office in your university. You can get in touch with them by appointment. Usually when you type about the university name and the international office at your university, there will be details of their office hours and the person responsible. Now, let's jump up to some life hacks which will help you save a lot of money. When there is a no lecture period, you can actually expand your 20 hours work limit to 40 hours per week. Also, shopping at certain outlets will help you save a lot of money and fill up your wardrobes as well as your essentials. Generally, Germany and abroad always ask for student discount. It's all over the place. It's very common to ask for student discounts because almost every brand holds up that for students. Eating out as a working student is also sometimes very good because some companies and some employers offer cafe bill refunds. Accept the culture of thrift stores. Now, what are thrift stores? They're usually secondhand stores where you can go and buy a lot of cool stuff for yourself. Whenever you're traveling, it is a good practice to go on either DEGIS websites or DEGIS Facebook groups, as well as other Facebook groups of the cities you'll be visiting. And you can find hosts which will help you save a lot of money on hotels and maybe food. And you can also make new friends. Always be careful when selecting your hosts. Some benefits that you can always avail as a student are some subscriptions such as Amazon Prime, Spotify, Urban Club. Everything offered at the university is free and cheap. So if you feel like doing some sport, going to a gym, having an extracurricular activity, learning languages, you should first target the provisions from your university, and this will really help you save a lot of money. Also, eating at the university cafeteria is really nice and cheap, as well as the food quality is really good. So you should always do that. Travel benefits as well as flight benefits are usually offered as a student. As a student, you can open a free bank account in a German bank. Also, health insurance benefits, you pay only about 110. This is an approximate amount as it varies for different age groups as a student. Also, when you earn up to 450 euros in a mini job, usually, you do not pay any taxes on them. Tax refund is some. You can use tax calculators online and calculate whatever tax you have to pay as an earner in Germany, as an employed person in Germany. For students, the tax class that they belong to is tax class 1. You will also receive a certificate, like a tax certificate, once you do your anmeldung when you enter the job. A few last tips that you should keep in mind are that you should ask your friends and colleagues which are already there in the city for long for a lot of tips to save money, for cheap places to eat good food at. You should join Facebook groups which give away free stuff because the giveaway culture in Germany is huge. It's just absolutely huge. You can get your mattresses, you can get your extra stuff, furniture, even utensils and kitchen articles for really cheap or even for free. You should also consider getting an ISIC card. You can use DEGIS network, just follow the pages as well as the local groups for your particular cities. And you might end up finding a lot of different tips and support. So let's just do a quick revision on what all we learned from this module before we take off, before we sign off. Some major expenses. We learned about where can we save money. We learned about how to find a job, some scholarship programs, fund yourself. We learned some life hacks as well as some benefits to Avail. I would like to thank you for being here and watching this video. Have a nice start in Germany. This was the Germany Starter Pack for Students powered by DEGIS, helping you to finance yourself better and save money. I'm Arushi Goyal signing off. Thank you for having me and thank you for watching this video too.